Hello there, my name is Rachel. Let's talk about animation. Today we'll talk about the season finale of Dragon 9 Realm. The sort of kinda not really spin-off series of the original series How to Dragons. And this season was okay. I mean that's the best way to describe it because I really didn't felt that much watching the final season. Even that the rest of the season 5, season 6, season 7 was well handled. In fact, how they introduced the evil dragon, the one who could bring Ragnarok, was sort of fun, dark. This evil dragon you can't stop because how big it is. And you watch the next season, I felt they cut him a little bit more shorter than actually longer. And yet he's still very effective, very dangerous, very evil, and very talented because he keep missing with Hiccup because the whole season is about Hiccup sort of not second, more wasn't sure what to do with the end of the dragon kind of situation because every decision he makes, the dragon rethinks it, he does it a different way, throws Hiccup off his game, he gets confused, he gets doubts, and then he feels he can't really take down this evil dragon because every decision he makes, the dragon counters. And that was sort of interesting because it's sort of a strategy versus strategy type of fight because you don't know what the evil dragon would do. Of course, on top of this, I love that they add that sort of kind of Viking mythology, like the evil dragon is the one who created, who would make the end of the world Ragnarok, and Thunderer, Tom's dragon, is basically Thor. Yes, Living Love is how Tom and June sort of talk about that how June believed this was predestined, that Thunderer and the evil dragon must fight because it was predestined. Yeah, I like it how Tom says, I think you're overthinking it because this is just sort of a coincidence. And the fact is, it's kind of true. Could be a coincidence or could not be coincidence. It's just stories told by the Vikings who lived before them. But yet, it's just so similar, you kind of question it. But besides that, I feel that was sort of very interesting how you use Viking mythology to tell this final season and how it probably will end. Now, I did want to talk about two different things. One is how June and Tom relationship was okay. The Lovebirds were sort of explore all 8 seasons. Was hinting that to the 7th season, decided to get together, and this final season they broke it off because the pressure of Tom trying to figure out how to take out the evil dragon got to him. And you could say June how much he supports her, or how June supports Tom, but Tom just feels overwhelmed, and June thinks he's being selfish because it's all about him. And the show does explore just enough to explain, no, it's not about him, it's just the choices that Tom makes. That sometimes is not the most fun choices or the most safe choices, but it's a choice he make. It makes sense on the moment, and that I feel fascinating how the relationship broke off because Tom's kind of choices now works, and yet it's not his fault. It's sort of his leadership sort of job. He had to make those specific choices could make him unlikable boyfriend material now works. You did like this sort of explore it because it felt it was sort of planned for 2 more seasons of exploring because this 6 episodes felt was sort of cramming a lot of different ideas for 2 seasons instead of one. But all of that, I felt it was specific. It was efficient enough to actually explore. But a little bit they do sort of break up. They sort of got together later on. They sort of talk about how maybe June was wrong, maybe she wasn't wrong, how Tom was over his pressure thinking what he's supposed to do, the legacy of Hiccup on him. And I love their exploration, maybe he's not a Hiccup, maybe it is Astrid sort of kind of position because Astrid is sort of like Tom, less like Hiccup, and they sort of kind of explore it a little bit. Once again, it was an interesting sort of metaphor how Hiccup is feeling, not Hiccup, I mean Tom, how he's feeling in the moment. Of course, the second relationship I thought sort of interesting and very quick is basically June's brother, Eugene, and Gonzalez, that both of them become really good friends. Even that they admit they're probably best friends, how awkward they actually are. Like Eugene is sort of reckless and violent and very stupid, and how Gonzalez is reserved, quick-witted, and more kind of precise what she says. And yet, both of them sort of understand each other because how emotionally damaged they can communicate. And that is sort of interesting in a way, but unfortunately, because this only had 6 episodes, they only explored only one episode of them, how this kind of best friend relationship could work. Yeah, I feel with Disney handled only have a few moments with them that I think once again this supposed to carry out of the season 9. I guess because they got canceled, so they just give everything they think will kind of work on that specific episode, and yet it kind of worked. I did enjoy it. It feels weird, but yet the more you keep thinking about it, the best relationships are the odd couple relationships. How they're so different and yet they kind of work for one simple reason is how emotionally damaged they are and understand that damage to become better friends. And that it works pretty well, even though it was very short. But once again, it was good enough. Now, the other things of fascinating is the two final villains, like Buzzsaw and Dr. Slickman. That the weirdest thing is Buzzsaw was redeemed and Dr. Slickman was killed off. And you watch any other show, usually the reverse, because the smart one was sort of talked down, using intelligence to see the errors. The violent, stupid one would die very painfully. And that I was sort of surprised and decided to switch it up. Did it work? I guess so, but once I say guess so because sometimes you need more time to redeem a character or see someone basically end themselves because how much pressure they got onto or how much they assess that one thing end up their own death. But once more, they usually focus on one episode each villain, but because it only has 6 episodes, it feels a little rushed. But yet, it sort of makes sense. Like, I wasn't angry or satisfied. It was mid. That's the best word to describe it because it's just sort of unusual. Decide to do that way. It kind of works, but I wish it was more explored. I want to see Dark Suddenly sort of go crazy, but a specific 2 episode go mad or Duck or Sub Boss. Sub Boss. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm stuttering here. Buzzsaw going more crazy or mad, or at least calm down, making sense what he's trying to figure out, till they use his dragon to help him become a better person. But yet, it feels a little rushed. The only one didn't feel that rushed is Dr. Slicknet. That I feel that sort of did it just enough to make it believable. And that's the thing. That sort of mixed feeling that I wish they had more time to explore their endgame now words. But all of that, how everything ended, how Hiccup is not Hiccup, Tom and her team finished the evil dragon, how Hiccup Lightning become the new Dragon King or the new Emperor Dragon, the one who helped all 9 realms, becomes this badass dragon who killed off the Serpent Dragon, and now he's all protected. The whole season finale, they give you all the fuzzies, wondering what happened next to all the kids. It was interesting because they do give you satisfaction with what happened in each one, where are they going. But I feel the one who sort of landed for me is the dragon decided to cut off the human race, especially their dragon riders. They decided to just end it here because we decided to leave because human society is not ready for the dragons. And I love that. I love that they make the choice. Usually, it's the people who make the choice, or the main lead character makes the choice for the dragons. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest complaints of the original How to Train Your Dragons, that Hiccup make the choice, not the dragons. And this one, I feel they're trying to correct that it was the dragons' choice, because the dragons are intelligent enough to realize where more people are around, they're in danger. So it makes sense they should be quietly disappear in the 9 realms. And yet, that felt right. That was emotionally acceptable. In other words, it just gave me a sort of a tear in my eye that I felt something of that season finale. Because we watched 8 seasons. You expect some sort of emotional connection, and they did deliver it. Especially, I wasn't expecting they're the ones who make that choice to end everything, to make it their own choice, their own reason. And I thought that's sort of interesting, especially how all the characters didn't want to let go of their dragons, but they do realize this is the best choice. Yeah, I feel that ended up just perfect, especially how all the kids that went their own separate ways, went their own directions. We probably never see them again, or hopefully another spin-off, or not a continuation. I don't know you, but yet this season was okay. I feel this whole series was sort of 7 out of 10. Like, I think that's the best way to describe it because they tried, but they landed really hard, straight in their faces. But they get up, dust itself off, and keep walking, and they landed the target just enough to be acceptable. And that's what I thought. This one was good. And that's way the best to describe it. Now, I have one question. How you felt about this final season? You feel there was acceptable, was amazing, we think it was terrible, you thought you needed one more season to kind of close up all the little things here and there? Tell me down below, let me know. I have said everything I can say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.